Hey darlings, it is easy to feel bleak about things, and that is very understandable. But a lot of us, including and especially sometimes me, imagine apocalypse more than we do what we could have. We could have, without too much difficulty, what we would have thought of as a utopia that we could not have imagined, and we could do it pretty shortly. We have the technology. The Earth produces enough for everyone, way more than enough for everyone, and we know how to make that even better. We know how to harness the wind and the sun and the water. We have the tools to generate energy, so I'm not even suggesting we go to some sort of primitive life. The first thing that people imagine when they imagine the systems, the world, the countries, all the stuff that we have now, when they imagine that collapsing, they imagine catastrophe and strife. And yes, there would be that, but largely, things would be way better than they are now. And our imaginations need to not be so stunted that we believe the biggest lie, which is that we're supposed to be afraid of each other. People are going through it right now. People are not at their best selves. Think about how much people have to work. Think about how hard life is for the average person, and that's without even considering all of the extra stressors that are being imposed upon us by the system. They are not natural. Imagine what your life would look like if you got to choose the way that you wanted to live it. Imagine how much joy and beauty you would create if you weren't trapped in a world where you're going to be in debt for the rest of your life. Stop imagining the collapse of everything, because the collapse of things as we know them would be the beginning of the world we wanted in the first place. Our imaginations really have been gripped and stunted by this society, by this way of living. I was watching a video the other day about how when the colonizers showed up here, they didn't believe that these vast food forests were actually food forests. They thought it was wild and untouched, not that it had been cultivated specifically so that it wouldn't require that much human intervention, that we just learned how to make nature work best with itself for our own benefit. This is something that we can do even better now, and with better tools. The only reason that they're cracking down so hard on everything, on gender variation, on reproductive rights, on finances, and why they're causing inflation, that's not natural either. The reason they're doing all this is because we are connecting to each other in ways that are showing us how much the same we are, in ways that show us how much of a better world we could have. We're educating each other. We are learning to love ourselves and each other so much better and so much faster than we ever thought possible. Don't be afraid to be the person who believes the most. Don't be afraid to be the person who loves the most. Don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid to be first. Give someone else the courage to be what they want to be as well.